Former Lieutenant Governor of New York and New York Post columnist Betsy McCoy. Also with us, New Jersey Congressman Jeff Van Drew. Great to see you both. Thanks so much.
Thank you.
All right.
Great to be here.
Great to have you with us. Congressman, I want to talk to you a little bit more about the spillover effect in New Jersey in a second. But Betsy, first to you on this one. Were you at all surprised by the timing of this, considering that so many folks had expected Andrew Cuomo to remain entrenched there in the governor's mansion? You know, and I thought the same thing. Again, when you see his defense attorney there using taxpayers' funds to defend the governor in his press conference, you would think this is why you'd want to stay in office if you're Governor Cuomo, because you have these types of opportunities. But your reaction, Betsy, to his resignation announcement today?
I was very surprised by his resignation. I had predicted that he would hang on as long as possible and that Carl Heastie, the head of the Assembly, would slow walk impeachment proceedings because so many members of the Assembly are dependent on favors and the goodwill of the governor for projects in their own districts. Nevertheless, it's happened, and I believe that Kathy Hochul will be well prepared to take the reins of government in the interim until New Yorkers have their big choice next year whether to elect a Republican administration and opt for more growth and lower taxes.
Yeah, Congressman Van Drew, one of the things that we've talked about in this is the nursing home scandal and how there were similar calls made just over the river in New Jersey as well. So many people want to make sure that part of this investigation is still part of the investigation, quite frankly. Do you have any confidence that people are still going to continue to take a serious look at what happened there?
I don't know if I have total confidence, but I certainly would encourage it. I would push for it. I've spoken out on it and will continue to do it. That was just unacceptable. When we speak about COVID and to find that in New Jersey and New York, that literally these much older people were crammed into nursing homes, the government killed people. I don't know how else to say it.
And it's very disappointing.
And we have to be responsible as a government for that, and certainly the people in charge do. In our case, the governor of New Jersey, in New York, the governor of New York. And as far as all of this, it just shows how things turn around in politics. A number of months ago, he was on top of the world, having briefings every day, and, was some on the very progressive side, the Democratic side, said he was like, the country's governor. And look where we are now. We need some change in New York. We need change in New Jersey. We really do need to get some Republicans in. And I would even say to my friends who are Democrat or are independent, give it a chance. Yeah. Give it a shot. We have so many problems, crime, fiscal problems, issue upon issue upon issue going on in both New Jersey and New York. Give it a shot. Let's see what somebody else can do. Right. We can do better.
Right. Betsy, as I like to talk about, while we have you both here, and this relates to the pandemic, and specifically in New Jersey, Governor Phil Murphy is mandating masks in public schools this fall. Getting a lot of pushback, though. Congressman Van Drew, what do you think about this policy in New Jersey?
Well, the reason he's getting pushback is both because of federal reasons and what he's done in the state. So first of all, we heard way back, Fauci said, you don't need masks at all in the very beginning. They really aren't going to do anything. Then you needed masks. Then you needed double masks. Then you went back to single masks. Then you were told if you got your vaccination, you wouldn't need a mask at all. Now we're told that our little ones, our toddlers, and and children that are older than that are going to have to wear masks. It's a serious issue because it affects them psychologically and as far as their health and just as far as family structure. So I have some serious reservations about it. I believe that there should absolutely be more individual decision making when it comes to people's health, and they should have the right to do what they want to do very often. And that's not what's happening. And then when you disagree with Governor Murphy, which he frequently does, he loves to do, he just beats you up. He yells at you. He tells you you're a knucklehead. You're a murderer. Well, I don't necessarily think the people are the knucklehead. And sometimes you have to look in the mirror to see who the knucklehead is. Yeah. And I think perhaps you should do that.
You hear some of these parents talking about how the masks have affected their kids. I know they don't feel like knuckleheads, or, they don't like to be called a knucklehead. Betsy?
They're tired. They're worn out.
They are.
They go on the street, and I know you are. I know both of you are. People are burned out of all of this, especially because it keeps changing. And Betsy, we get a different tune every time.
Betsy, down in Florida, Governor DeSantis is threatening to withhold pay from school superintendents who disobey his mask mandate, which is to give parents the choice, not to ban masks altogether, but to put that decision in parents' hands. What do you think?
I do like parents making the decisions. Let me point out that DeSantis is going even farther. He is so ardently in favor of school choice that he's suggesting that parents who disagree with the school district's policies regarding masks and COVID should be given the money that's allocated for their child so they can put the child in a different school, public or private. That's real reform. That's putting parents in the driver's seat where they should be.
Yeah, the criticism from some against DeSantis is that, they say this is his big conspiracy to push kids out of public school and into private school. But, the policies being made by these public school districts in defiance of Governor DeSantis, that's doing a lot to push people out. And you can look at enrollments in certain places across the country. Private school enrollment down just a little bit, public school enrollment way down, homeschooling way up, charter school enrollment way up. People are voting with these decisions on where they're putting their kids. And this is the type of stuff that's going to have an enormous impact that I don't think is quite being measured at the ballot box in 2022.
And one big question, viruses mutate. That's what happened here. So what's going to happen, just like the flu virus does, when it mutates again? Are we going to spend the rest of our lives behind masks? Is that the future of America? Is that the future for our children?
All right, guys, we got to run there. We're out of time. Thanks so much, Congressman Jeff Van Drew.
Thank you so much.
Betsy McCoy, great to see you as always.